Okay, welcome back everyone. This is Coach Brad. I'm going to take you through a series of 9 stretches, the ones you just saw on the board. We're going to start from the floor and work our way up to standing. I like this particular workout because you can do it in a very, very small space. It requires no travel, no movement. Just going to work from the ground up, as I said. So let's begin. We're going to start with the prone press up. So we're going to go on your belly, hands wider than shoulders, but about near the shoulder position. Okay? Now, don't go out of your way to arch your neck back, because that's just going to bother your neck. Let your head stay kind of neutral relative to the trunk, but lift the chest, stomach, and head off the ground like so. Just using your arms and shoulders for the support. Relax your butt, relax your back. Don't use any of those muscles back there. Just the upper body pushing and holding. From here, take a deep breath in through the belly. Let your belly fill out like a balloon. You're kind of stretching from the inside out. Slowly down. Slowly down. Okay? And that's what 2 reps would look like. You're going to do 5 reps for that movement. Next movement, child's pose, everybody's favorite. You're going to try to go on all fours. Try to sit back on your heels. If you're able, not everyone is, I like to cross my feet. Right? I do one of these things. Here or here. That's just comfortable for me. I've been doing it pretty much my whole life that way. But you can also just have your feet apart. You're going to sit back, press back like so. Feeling a deep stretch in the low back. You're going to stretch your hips, your knees, your ankles. Take about 6 deep breaths here. And then we're going to migrate the hands over toward one corner, and we're going to push the floor away as if you're trying to move your opposite hip on a diagonal, back and over to the left. So if this is my left hip, I'm trying to push back, but my hands are slightly to the right of me. And what that'll do is increase the amount of stretch you feel in your lats and along the back of the rib cage. 6 more deep breaths in this position. Take your time, breathe nice and slow. You come up a little bit, we're going to transition over to the left, and now I push my right hip back into the right. Okay, 6 more deep breaths there. In the interest of time though, we're going to move on to the next position. Okay, this one is similar to the child's pose. We're going to move those knees in close. You're going to pin one elbow between the knees. Take your free hand, place it on the back of your head. And now you're going to lift your elbow and twist your upper back. And back down, tap the elbow lightly. Slowly rotate up again. At least 1 deep breath in this position. Repeat. We're going to do 6 of these in total. And now we're going to switch sides. Lock my other elbow in. I'm just going to do 2 reps here. Just make sure that your elbow doesn't come out from between your knees. Okay, now we have something called the Shin box. Now we're going to come to a seated position. We call this long sitting with the legs nearly straight out in front of us. We're going to tip both knees in the same direction. And what you've just done, although you may not realize it, is that you've externally rotated the outer leg and you've internally rotated the inner leg. This is referring to the movement of the hip or the thigh bone in the hip socket rather. It's twist like this, all right? So if you can imagine my arms are the same as my thigh bones, I'm kind of doing this. Okay, what we're gonna do from here is tip forward, squeeze the glutes and come up. It's almost like doing a bridge, but with your legs in more of a sideways position. Now I'm going to straighten out my legs and try to switch them to the other direction. If I had been seated, I would have just gone this way, but I started this way. So I'm going to come up, transition, and then try to sit back down. This is a pretty advanced move, but it's a great stretch for your hips, knees, and ankles. Really tuck that one under to get back down. Okay, so that is our shin box, also called the 90-90 stretch. We're going to do 5 in each direction. So every time you sit down at the end of one, that's the end of the rep. Now we're going to go from here to bear crawl position. So quadruped is knees and hands on the ground. Bear crawl position is, with the toes curled under, is going to be knees elevated. All right, so this is quadruped, this is bear crawl. From bear crawl, we're going to slowly lift one hand, step underneath, turn our body around, and now we're in the crab position. All right, this is the position that we crab walk, like so. What we're going to do is add a reach, either arm. I'm going to go with right arm this time. Lift up and back, come up into bridge, and this is my reach. Drop the hips back down into crab. Now I got to rotate the other way to get back to bear crawl position. And now I'm going to continue the rotation back to crab. I'm just going to go as if it were full circle. You may have to experiment with where your fingers are pointing, i.e. this way, or backwards behind you. One of those positions will be more comfortable on your wrist, but it all depends on you. Everybody's a little bit different. Okay, this time I'm going to reach with my left arm. Bridge, look back and reach. One deep breath. Back down. Now in reverse direction and come back to bear crawl. So we're going to try a total of 3 reps on each side. And with the 3 reps, we're just going to count getting to crab position and coming back into that reach. 3 of those on either side, but reverse the direction of how you get there. Okay, next up we have planked calf stretch. Basically, it's a high plank position. Walk the feet in a little bit, so hips are high in the air. Cross one ankle over the knee, but keep this leg straight. And push away with your hands. So push yourself back, and you're trying to drop that heel closer to the floor. And now I get a pretty significant stretch in my calf and a little of my hamstring too. You can experiment with how far forward your hands go. And this one you're just going to hold 30 seconds. Rock forward to come out of it. Switch legs. Push back. Hold another 30 seconds. If you don't have a timing device on you, 6 slow deep breaths will be about 30 seconds. So that's what we're going to use for our timer. Okay? From the planked calf stretch, we're now going to go do downward dog.
pretty much we were in downward dog, but what we're going to do now is drive one heel up and back so that we get a lot of glute contraction on that up leg. Okay, try to lead with the heel. Don't bend your knee, don't lead with your toe. Drive your heel up and back. Okay. We're going to hold each one of those for about 5 seconds. And we're going to do 5 on each side. Okay, only 2 left. We have the hip flexor in half kneeling position. That's what my HK abbreviation stands for, is half kneeling. Okay. I've gone over this in other videos, and I'm going to say it again. Make sure you're in a nice 90-90 position with both knees. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do this. I just want you to keep your trunk vertical, tighten your abs, squeeze your butt like you're tucking your pelvis under, which you are. All right? We tuck our imaginary tail under. You should immediately feel a stretch up in the top half to top third of the thigh on that downward leg there. Okay, down leg, up leg, yeah? Okay, so I tuck and hold 30 seconds. Okay, the reason I don't want you going leaning forward or leaning backward or shifting around is all you're doing is aggravating your lumbar spine, which is already unstable. Don't mess with it. Keep it in one position and make the muscles stretch. Don't move the bones. Okay? So hip flexors, so this is the hip flexor group. The muscle in particular that we're stretching, that we really care about stretching, is called the psoas. And then after 30 seconds, we would switch. Stay tall, abs on tight, tuck under, and I feel that stretch on my down leg. It may very well go up into your groin area, and that's totally normal. Okay, that's going to be 6 deep breaths, about 30 seconds. And then the very last one, just kind of a general mobilization movement. I call it the airplane. It's a single leg deadlift variation. So this does require a little bit of balance. So we have arms out for balance. We're using our hip as a pivot. Trunk comes down, back leg goes up. You want to form a nice T with your body. Oh, I lost it there. Here, balance. One deep breath. Slowly come up. Squeeze your tush to help bring you up. Okay, notice I'm not looking way out ahead of me because that's just going to crick my neck up and back. Would you walk around like this all day? No, you wouldn't. So don't do it in that position. Okay, then we're going to do a total of 6 airplane single leg deadlifts on the left leg balancing, and then of course we switch over to the right leg. Good idea to have a wall nearby so you can give yourself a teeny bit of balance help. Okay, one other note. If you have a furniture mover, a moving man, I think they're called, there's like plastic discs. These are plastic discs on one side and foam on the other side. So you put them under the legs of furniture and you can slide everything across the carpet really easily. If you flip one of those upside down, so the plastic side is up, and just wedge that part way, just about halfway under the arch of your foot, it'll give you a little more stability and a lot less of this ankle wobble that you very well may feel when doing these balance exercises. But that's something that will help you out, and you can try that at home. I hope you enjoyed your stretches, and I'll see you soon.